Hi guys, this is my mate Lockie and Chippy's dog, and this is the 45. We caught up in Glasshouse a little while back and just driving past each other. More I was stuck and you were driving past.
No, it was a good day.
It was good. We caught up a few times since, and that's often how friendships are formed, just literally on a track, going past each other with a decent truck and a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about.
No, it's good. The people we meet out there, it's awesome.
That's what I love about the community.
But
I think today we're going to ask you a few more questions about that 45. Mate, start at the beginning.
I bought that thing when I was 21. Sight unseen, Victoria. Shipped it up here, zero rust, and come at gloss black, but I figured I'm going to turn it sandy taupe, restore it back to normal.
Well, you've done a few builds, eh? So back to standard and then...
Yeah, so this is my third attempt at it. So the first one was I painted it, stripped it back, got it all to gloss, sandy taupe, didn't like it. It just looked too new.
Too polished. Yeah,
too polished, and then put it all back together, got to the point of putting the motor in, and I don't know, I just didn't want the stock motor. I wanted something better, more power, everything.
Adapters were issues at that point or not?
Yes, yeah, I was going to run a 1UZ with a Toyota and transfer and all that, and it's just, the parts were too hard to find, whereas LS had adapters and everything ready to go. So yeah, got my hands on an LS, and then...
Which is not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing at all.
Not at all.
Well, yeah, back in the day, cheap as chips. And also, yeah, got to that point, got to mounting the motor in, and then decided I didn't want leaf springs. So
another limitation, like this, what else can we do?
No, it's like, I want coils. So I started down the route of how do I make these leaves coils? And then I saw a few builds that 80 chassis swap. And that was the easiest, simplest answer. So
I honestly, just stopping you there, when I bought the Hilux, I told you the other day, I was thinking I should have bought an earlier Hilux and done the 80 Hilux swap. It was a bloke that I saw did it. And to me, that 80 chassis, that base, with whatever you want to put on it. And the thing with hard tracks, you just grow in confidence. You start to hang out with guys that can drive it. You start doing it. Before you know it, you find that new limitation, which is pretty common for any car. Stock's got a limit. Yours has got a limit somewhere. I mean, NASA hasn't found it, but I'm certain you'll find it. So
we'll just continue to push the boundary sort of thing.
That's wheeling, man.
Find the weak points, and then those weak points will tell you what you need to upgrade. And then doing that is just getting out there and driving stuff.
I love it.
Having fun.
Love it. So obviously you're a chippy, and this is Chip.
Yep. Chipper.
So what parts of this, like you're talking about limitation of building, that's obviously that progressive guy understands how to build things. From your experience, staging it through, what did you build first?
The arms, like everything to do with the driveline I went through, checked every nut and bolt, just so I knew that when I went out and drove tracks that I was coming home. All right, mate,
tell me about the 45. Why'd you go with the body and what do you love about it?
I just love the look of the things. They're like one of those classic looking cars. And they look great, I reckon. Like they don't lose their look.
So the paintwork, you had the polished?
Yes.
Perfect mint original look, and now you're going for?
Yeah, something more bush-proof pretty much. Just something I can send it through Lantana, through the year. It's going to be, and then it's so easy to touch up. It's not a buff, it's not a recoat.
Don't be too precious.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want it to be too precious. I want it something I can send up tracks.
Everything's stock in here?
Not exactly. It's all me, like custom switches, no labels, because I wanted it to be neat. So if I did a custom startup sequence, because I wanted every time I drive this to be like an event, like I was like starting a rocket ship sort of thing. 1, 2, 3 switches and then boom. Boom. Yeah.
Well, even when you start it up, it's like...
Yeah, it's good fun.
It's so good.
It still hasn't gotten old 2 years later.
You still got the murder bar?
Yeah, passengers need
the holy bar.
The girlfriend definitely needs it, but
My 79, the old school 79's got them.
Yeah.
And no one knows what they are anymore. But you jump into these sort of things like, oh yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, like people think they're there for nothing, but when some of the trucks I drive, they're straight on them.
Oh, well, even yesterday you're like, doo, doo, doo.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Even just the interior, I just love the old school interiors.
Yeah, it's simple.
Mate, so that's the body, and I love these flares, but all this other bar work, that to me, I just like love it.
Yeah, this stuff, yeah, I did everything from the tray up, basically. So all this, the X, the roof protection, and this pretty much front scrub bar down the front, all to just keep trees away from the cab, because parts for these are getting hard to find, and they're getting expensive.
Well, it's easy to touch up the paint, but it's hard to replace the panel.
Yes, yeah, so I can hit a tree now, or lean against a tree and I'm all right, but...
Don't want to hit it too hard.
Yeah, not too hard.
Did it take you long to do it?
A weekend sort of thing. It's nothing crazy. Like the connections aren't anything amazing. They're just, I wanted it to look homemade. I don't want that fit and finish of a brand new car, because it's a truck that's supposed to be wheeled and it's not supposed to be immaculate. 4mm thick wall steel tube. And
so it's pretty strong. I mean, I built a lot of my rock sliders very similar. It's like we use a 2-inch, 4mm thick, and it doesn't move. This thing is, obviously you can pretty much smack it around with that sort of material. It's so good. Oh dude, I just love the look of it.
Yeah, well yeah, the whole roof, the bar work, just it set the car off. Like it looked like a 45 before, but now it just looks mean with all that bar work.
Yeah, like the Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, all you need now is a Priscilla thing out the back. Or is that not you?
Oh, we can work on that.
But we'll get Chris up there to do it, Priscilla.
So I got a worn Xeon 10S on the front, I think.
Have you ever used it?
Once.
Helping someone else?
No, it was helping me. I got into a bad spot. And I was like, yeah, all right. The first time I used it. I haven't used it since, but I got the eBay special lights, front and rear.
Are they do the job or not?
Yeah, they're good.
They're
like
right.
For what I need them for, yeah, they're good. I got Harrop beadlockers, front and rear.
Bit more point and shoot when they're running, eh?
Yeah,
a lot easier.
it is
Easy.
it is point and shoot.
Which I like.
And with the LS, if it's not point and shoot, you just plant the front, plant the boot, and you're gone. You're up going up.
You've been getting
anyway.
inspiration from me.
Yeah.
So good. All right, take me like to the wheels and underneath.
So I'm running 37-inch sticky Treps on Sunraisers with weld-on beadlocks.
You do that yourself?
Yeah, I did all the welding for the beadlocks myself.
So good.
Yeah, rebuilt this car. I bought it and rebuilt it basically. Like every nut and bolt, I know where everything is. So I know if something goes wrong, I know what the problem. I'm just running 2-inch Dobinson springs and the 2-inch shocks to suit. It's
a surprise. It looks way bigger. Like
well, yeah, everyone says that. Everyone thinks it's got a 6-inch lift, but the 45 cab sits on top of the chassis, whereas you'll find the 80s wrap down and around the chassis. So I got that 4 inches of height there with it is an actual lift.
It looks a lot more staunch than 2-inch sounds.
Yes.
That's the thing, can be deceptive, but the right lift on the right car
is
perfect. You don't need to be massive.
No, the lower center of gravity is better. Low and wide is key, I think.
That's why this is way better than a Jimny, right?
Yeah, so I'm running the Superior Engineering Hyperflex arms on the front. All comp spec, drag links, tie rod, front and rear. Upper and lower control arms are all Superior, all comp spec. I've hit some stuff pretty hard. I'm like, oh, I've broken something, but they're still good. It's
an awkward feeling for sure when you're like, that's gonna cost me.
Yeah.
And then you walk away going, oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
I'll check it out when I get home.
Like the only problem with Superior is it's breaking the rest of the car.
They make good gear, that's for sure.
So I'm running 5:9 ratios front and rear. Stock axles at the moment until I start breaking stuff. And then I definitely want to go RCVs in the rear. Being an 80 front center, they're quite small. And they're a known weak point for the 80s. So
when that breaks, you just rebuild it with the 4th generation. So fresh diffs.
No, it could be Patrol in the front. A big Patrol diff, yeah. I'll see how I go. Like I've been pretty lucky. I haven't broken anything. So when it gets to the point where I keep breaking stuff, I'll upgrade.
just evolve. And this car's got a purpose, like your daily, you take it to work, what you do?
No, it's just the weekend toy. Like solely built so I can drive stupid stuff on the weekends.
It definitely looks that way.
Yeah.
You built the tray as well?
I did everything on the tray. The tray is just a stock standard steel tray with an under-tray door. It's got all my spares.
Covered in mud last time we got glass house,
yeah,
like soaked in mud.
Found out it's not waterproof, so.
But that's what, you know, a semi-comp truck looking thing's for. Its purpose is to get off road, take a few knocks.
Yeah, like a couple of eskies just so I can do the weekends away in some sort of comfort, but
yeah,
it's got no aircon, there's no creature comforts in it. It's definitely not a car for everyone. Like, I know people want the 45s, but when they drive a 45, realise how small they are. And
well, this is Lockie's 45, and it is like epic. 45, body swap to 80, LS1, twin locked, Treps. It is just a monster. Obviously, it is built purely to get off road and have good weekends. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, mate, for showing us, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the day for a bit of wheeling.
yeah, no, awesome.
Awesome, mate. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell, and if you've got any questions, just put a comment below. We'll get around to answer them, and it is not for sale, 100%.
100% no.
Thanks for tuning in.